Hello, how are you? Welcome to Trapping the Time. My name is Pablo. In today's video, we're going to release a new folder dedicated to microbrands. And to do so, we've chosen Minor, which is a Spanish brand that has just been born and has launched onto the marketplace with this watch, the Minor Heritage. Seeking to give some diversity to our content, we decided to create this new folder in the channel, in which we'll be trying to bring you watches from all the corners of the planet to find out firsthand what's being done in the watch industry, beyond the traditional brands. A microbrand is, by definition, a small young brand that designs its own models, but doesn't produce any of the elements that make up the watch. Instead, it resorts to the international market to produce its parts. The case that we had planned to inaugurate this folder with is a microbrand from the other side of the world, and for that we already had this Australian Panzera, which has its history, and I'll tell you that when we get to do the review. But it was by chance that watching a video from a friend's channel where he interviewed the CEO of the brand, and that's how we found out about the existence of Minor, and immediately thought we would love for them to be the ones who premiere in this new section of our videos, because just like us, they are also Galician and have just been born, so to speak. So the first thing I did was take a look at their website, and I have to admit I had a hard time finding the point of this heritage. The first thing, because of its design, it's subtle and minimalist. It didn't captivate me. And I also have to say the scarce graphic documentation on the website didn't help me in the purchase experience at all. Well, they're missing photographs and videos that would contribute to a better appreciating the details that distinguish the watch. First thing that caught my attention was the black one, but as I have so many day clocks, the black, I discarded it instantly, and then the beige also attracted me, but for the same reason I discarded that. Practically all the watches in my box have a white, beige or black dial. So, almost by elimination, without it being the one that caught my attention at first, I chose this one, which is the most colourful and I'd say the kind of happiest of all of them. And I have to say that it took me a long time to decide, first to buy it and then which one to choose, but since it's arrived, I will say it has totally earned my admiration and affection. Now, that's not only because it confirmed what I already thought, that the photos that they show on the website just don't reveal the personality and beauty, the quality that's transmitted, and also the expected presentation. The box where it comes from is a hard material, a black lacquer finish, has metal hinges, and actually looks better than many of the well-known brands. But that's not best, because inside, first of all, you discover the personality of the watch, which really captivates you as soon as you see it up close, but above all, the personalised attention that you get. As you can see here, they send you a handwritten note in your name, signed by Minor CEO, thanking you for trusting them and their watch. In addition, there's another card with the serial number and the date of purchase, which is also valid for a 3-year warranty. So in short, I went from a rather poor shopping experience on the website to finding the complete opposite when the watch arrived and I opened the box. First of all, that perceived quality as soon as you take it in your hand. Secondly, the attention to detail in the presentation. And thirdly, and above all, the friendly, cordial, personalised treatment that you get. I like how much this type of attention connects you with the brand, but also it's that guarantee that this watch with its unique serial number and has a proper name behind it, which is yours, well, mine in this case. And I like that feeling of closeness and commitment. It's very pleasant. You don't get that with well-known brands, speaking at least in this price range. I imagine in luxury watches it would be similar or possibly better than this, but I don't know. I've never owned a luxury watch. And now, though, it's time to focus on this review piece, and as already said, it took a long time to enter, but it's slowly earning my love. If you've already experienced that emotion of receiving a watch that is always more beautiful live than in photos, in this case the experience was an exponential increase. You almost appreciate it that it looks so bad on the website, that it's a total surprise when you have it in your hand. I like my Minor, and more I'm growing to love it more. Those of you who have seen all the videos on this channel know that one of the styles of watches that I like most is, and I don't have curiously, are the German ones with designs from the Junghast type Bandhaus school, Nomos and the like. Well, this Minor Heritage is in the same minimalist retro style, but in a very successful modern reinterpretation. They follow the scheme of the German school with 4 numbers, 4 circular marks, and 4 bar type marks, but in a design that is much more modern, more thoughtful than it might seem. In fact, it reminds me a lot of the Nomos watches that attracted me so much, clearing the distances. The Germans have design teams and access to materials and finishes which Minor would like to dream of, but that limitation they are supposed to have, in truth they've achieved a piece that when you stop and see it, it exudes quality, personality, and for my taste, beauty. And I think if Max Bill lifted his head, he would wink at the Minor boys and say, "Well done guys, good job." On the outermost part of the dial are the minute markers, painted in the same orange colour as the second hand or the automatic motto, which is also the same colour. The dial is sober, but full of personality. The colour combination seems to be the most successful. Also, it contributes in its own way that modern retro look that I like so much about watches. It manages to be colourful, but discreet, without shrillness. The tones that give it colour do so in subtle brush strokes, and the games between the shapes and colours achieve a balanced harmony that I would say is what best defines this watch. Well, that and its dual personality. The hands are wide and visible, although they have 2 faces like the whole clock. It depends on the light. Many times you'll only appreciate the internal part in which they have the luminescent paint and where they look like a bar and elongated. But when the metal makes them shine, then you'll see that they're somewhat wider and rounded, although they have made them thinner at the base without counterweight, and that's how they seem, I should say, more organic. The treadmill is very thin and elongated, like a cane. In its 8 advances per second, it adds that colour accent to a watch that's colourful, but as I said, also sober. It depends how and when you look at it. But that's what this piece is about, or I think, taking the simple to the extreme to achieve a balance that makes it beautiful. Also, it takes time to discover the whole personality of this Minor, because it shows it little by little. It seems shy, but it's not. The true essence you understand over time. For example, depending on the light, how the light hits it, all the colours disappear and only the blue sphere and the applied markers remain, which are small, metallic and shine a lot. In addition, it's also the only thing that's in relief, clearly ignoring the hands. When the anti-reflective kicks in, that happens many times depending on the angle at which the light is. You only see those markers, and it looks like any other watch, even more minimalist, and I would say even more beautiful. Also, when you load it with light and look at it in the dark, you'll see another side of its multiple personalities. And this truth is that they all surprise you. Not only because they are pretty, but because you just don't expect them in that first look that it offers. Much simpler of what it really is. Well, I said that sort of already. It's a kind of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The case and bezel are brushed, but not so much as to dull a satin sheen, but very nice, appropriate for the watch. Crown is of a normal size, neither too big nor too small. It's well grooved to allow a good grip, and its operation transmits information with a pleasant touch. The brand logo is laser engraved. If we flip it over, we can see the brain of the beast, that little seal SW200, whose precision we have measured for 4 days, and that I've been using it, and it gives a result of plus 12.83 seconds per day. In that threaded stage, we can see the watch is 100% stainless steel. It has a water resistance of 5 atmospheres, and that it's called Heritage, and that it's made in Switzerland. That seems a little bit unnecessary to me, since it can be already seen on the dial, and here they could have put that it is sapphire, for example. The lid window is also made of sapphire, which will always help it to better withstand the passage of time and the multiple micro scratches which would suffer with daily use if it was made of glass. The strap is surprisingly good quality. It must be one of the best ones that I have. Handcrafted, very well finished, double layer of cow hide. on the same on the outside as the inside, sewn with blue that combines very well with the dial. It has flexibility and a soft touch that you would not expect because of how thick it is. It seems like a success to me. The holes for the closure are well marked, the buckle's large, well finished stainless steel, of course, and its brushes are the same as the case. It has the Minor logo engraved, just like the strap inside. The truth is that it suits the style and the quality of the watch perfectly, and also you have many options to choose from. For the rest, it's clear that we're not talking about a luxury watch, no matter how Swiss made it may be, but we are talking about very good workmanship and quality. Its size is ideal for this type of piece, 42mm. Seems perfect to me unless you like small watches. In addition, its height's only 10.5mm, which makes it fully compatible with the shirt-buttoned cuff. So, it's the same to go casual and well-dressed, since its demeanour's rather informal but quite elegant. I'd say that it, maybe except for a wedding, works for almost everything. As I've said before, its personality has different facets, the most visible being sobriety and balance, but it is more that you discover little by little. For me, something that breaks the symmetry in the sphere would make it a little more attractive. For example, I'd put a dater at 4 o'clock or something like that, and minor things like the name. The truth is that it doesn't seem like the most successful heritage for an informal newborn watch, without a history of the brand behind that supports that legacy. But, as I say, these are minor details, but the watch itself has many more qualities than it has defects. It all depends on whether you like your style or not, of course. Its design, although well thought out, may seem too simple, and the same as some might consider that a virtue, others might see it as a defect. That has to be decided by each one. I've already said it that it convinces me more and more, so much so that it's been gaining a place among my favourites due to its design and quality. Furthermore, although he was born in Switzerland, he's also Glicéan like me, so that will make me see it in different eyes? I don't think so. I already said that finding this watch wasn't easy, but now that I use it on a daily basis, it's become one of my favourites in the box. But I'll also admit that this place does not usually occupy the last one that's just arrived, as is sometimes the case. The way I see it, the brand, the watch, the customer service, they make for a winning team, and we now only need to review the measurements and specifications. And that's all for today. Thanks very much for being there, and if you want to see us in the next video, subscribe, share, like, comment, and we hope to see you soon. Bye bye.